exclusive. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday, good people. Happy Thursday. Let's think about it Thursday on the Noontime My Time Podcast. Yeah, it is. We got some things we need to think about. Some things we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about hip-hop. Hip-hop. Hip-hop done grown up, all grown up on us, and we're going to talk about it. Your dress code today you need to have on your thinking cap. You can have on a Kango if you want to. You can have on a Kango, but just make sure you got your mind right, all right? Hip-hop done grown up on us. These OGs, they got something to say. They got something to teach to us. So I want y'all guys to go ahead and tap in and let us know where you are from. Let me know where you at. I'm here in Flowtown. In Flowtown. They call it that Magic City. Yeah, there's a whole lot of magic here. We got that magic. Yes, we do. I tell you what, guys. I tell you what we got to do. I'm grooving right now. Music by Cornelius. Y'all might need to get at him. You might need to go ahead and get on at him. You just might have to. All right. I need to go ahead and get that countdown on. I need to go ahead and get it on. All right. Let me get the right video up here. Sometimes I'll be making mistakes back here behind this thing. It's a whole lot of stuff I'm learning, but happy Thursday. Let me say that. I said that, and I'm saying it again because I hope that you are having a good Thursday. I really do. Let's think about it Thursday on the Noontime My Time Podcast. I am MsTONYA. Today we're going to be talking about hip-hop. Hip-hop has grown up. Hip-hop is 50. We're celebrating 50 years in hip-hop, y'all. And see, these OGs out here, they got some wisdom that they need to share, but I'm asking who's listening. So whether you are an inspired rapper or if you're a producer or if you're just a fan of the culture, if you watch the BET Awards over the weekend, the 2023 BET Awards, Busta Rhymes received a Lifetime Achievement Award. And I'm going to tell you something. He gave a speech. He dropped more jewels in that speech than the one that he had around his neck. And let me tell you, a brother had jewels around his neck. But I hope you listen to what he had to say. Hip-hop future, listen up and let the masters teach you how to take this hip-hop game to the next level. You got to. But before we get so deep into the conversation, before we get all the way into the conversation, you know what we do here? We do a little breath work because we are reclaiming our time. They say it's lunchtime. That's what they call it. It's 12 o'clock noon. They say that's the lunchtime hour. Well, no, we're calling it noontime my time, and we are reclaiming that time. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on, and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? Go ahead and let me know. Doesn't that feel real good? We got to take that time for ourselves. You deserve that. You deserve it. I see I got Miss Tori already here in the building with me. How you doing? She said, I'm here early. You ain't early. You here. Or maybe you was here and I didn't know. Well, how you going to be here early? I don't know. But I know where you're from. She says, I'm from D-Town, Darlington, South Carolina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I see we got Katrina Gray in here. She is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, originally from Florence, North Florence. What's up, Winston-Salem? Winston-Salem State over there, over in that area with A&T, those Aggies. Got a little Aggie pride going on. I see we got K. Rose in the building. How you doing, K. Rose? Good to have you. All right, my people. You know what I want to talk about? You guys got to talk about this too. We got to talk about this, fam. Hip hop has grown up and we need to be talking about it. I don't know anybody, or at least not in my personal life, I don't know anybody who's not been impacted by hip hop. Not one person, not one. If you know somebody, I don't know where they've been living or what rock they have been under, because listen, it's influenced the culture. And not just culture here in America, but world culture. So I say to you guys, what made me want to have this conversation is because I was really touched by Busta Rhymes' acceptance speech. There were a lot of good pieces in there, but let me tell you something. He touched me. And if you didn't see it or if you didn't hear about it, I'm going to let you know about it. I'm going to let you know, because hip hop has grown up. It has. And we need to be talking about this.
All right. So I'm going to wear it on my sleeve. I do want to cry. A lot of greatness from our people and our culture is by default, because it's just a magic that we have. I just am grateful that the blessing that has been bestowed upon me and this gift that I've been given and this fire that continues to burn as a passion in my soul that allows me to get in any situation, from the stage to collabing with whoever, and making sure that I am far from the weak link, because I enjoy walking away from a situation saying, I bust ass. We're going to stop this narrative like we don't love each other. This divide thing, it's corny, it's tired, it's whack. What's really happening is they scared for us to get together. We might give y'all too much information. But we ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you one thing that I loved about the OGs on my block. They might have went to jail when I was 10. and I'm 20 years old, and maybe I'm still a knucklehead now, and I'm on the block trying to hustle like them. They come home when they 30, and they come back to the block acting like, yo, young boy, let me show you how to do this. And then the young boy say, of course, OG. You know, we salute you, OG. But then the OG don't want to listen to the young boy. But he trying to tell the young boy what to do, but he don't look the part. He don't smell the part. He don't live the part no more. How you expect the young G to listen to you? You still got to look the part. You still got to be the part. Because you don't want the young G to say, hey, yo, OG, you telling me how to do something, but it don't look like it worked for you no more. We looking good. A lot of us OGs look good.
It's the Noontime My Time Podcast. I am your host. I am MsTONYA, and I'm here for you. Y'all heard what Busta Rhymes has to say. And I think that was a very good message. I mean, it touched me. I like the fact that he was available to express how he felt. He was available to, like he said, originally, he came out, he said, I'm going to put it on my sleeve. I do want to cry. I like that. I like that because so much we teach our young men that they shouldn't cry. And we shouldn't be teaching them that they shouldn't have emotions. So that just right off the bat, you know, that kind of touched me in a serious way. And then he delivered a message. He did. He told you guys, listen, we out here. We got a way that we need to be representing ourselves. We're not going to keep falling for this false narrative and showing all of the negative aspects of what's going on out here in these streets, because we can be better than this and we can do better. So I love that message. I don't know how you guys felt about it. If you watched it, why don't you go ahead and let me know if you watched that and tell me what you thought about what he had to say. And what do you think about the future of hip hop? Hip hop is 50 years old, guys. Hip hop is not a baby. Hip hop is all grown up now. Okay? From its humble beginnings in the South Bronx to just being a global phenomenon. It has changed and it's shaped the culture. And we got to know that hip hop is about a whole lot more than some catchy lyrics and some beats. It is. It serves as a medium for storytellers. And there's so many powerful messages that can be conveyed through this art form. And there's a lot of iconic people out here, a lot of iconic hip hop tracks that offer valuable lessons. But are those the ones that you're listening to? We gotta give that our attention. And yeah, some of you all coming up and who are influenced by music and who are inspired to get into the music and the culture, just like he said, stop some of that nonsense. Stop some of that stuff that's going on. We don't need to be doing that. There's a lot that can be done with hip hop. And in fact, there is a lot that's being done by hip hop, a whole lot of social justice, community involvement, community unity. That's really what, the art form was about, telling those stories. All right. I see we got Fonda Hines here in the building with us. She says, hey there, lady. And hey, right back to you. Hope you're doing good today. On this beautiful Thursday, I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. And also, Tori said, that's what grabbed my attention too, that he wasn't afraid to cry. Yeah, that got me right off the bat. Express your emotions. It's okay, because he stood there in his strength still. Bust a bus. The only thing he could have done for me if he just came out and said, woo-ha, you know what I'm saying? Just get them all in check. Right? I see Tori saying also, I don't like the direction headed. It's not like it was when I grew up. And that's what he was addressing. That's exactly what he was addressing. So I hope that these young, hip hop artists, they're paying attention and they listen to that and that they respect that, because it came from someone who they should be respecting, because definitely he is an OG in the game. Right? I see Mary Fonda Hines, she said, we have to hold on to hip hop and remember the positive lessons. Do not let it be stolen. Well, you know what? They can try as they might, whoever we want to say they are. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's going to be able to steal hip hop. Hip hop is here. Hip hop is worldwide. Hip hop is global, you know? And for the way some of the beats are thumping in this music, I'm not, I probably think that hip hop is being felt on Mars. It's out here in the atmosphere. It's our culture. And we need to be embracing that. Hip hop is deeply rooted in the African American culture. We know that. Black people, we know that. You know? There's a connection there. There's a connection with our heritage, with our traditions. And it's been a very, very powerful medium. You've seen what it's done. But I do like the fact that Busta Rhymes was not afraid to talk to these young people. He wants them to be, he's out here and he's applying his wisdom. He stood there and he gave that message. It's not just about becoming a certain age and feeling like you're an OG in the industry. He's leading them. A leader of the new school. Pun definitely intended, if you know what I'm saying. You got what I'm saying? But let me ask you guys a question here, because I know everybody has their particular taste. Everybody has their favorite artist. So if you can think about it, I want to know, who is one of your all-time favorite hip-hop artists or one of your favorite hip-hop groups? And let me know how that resonates with you. Start thinking about that, because, I know everybody can recall their first time listening to rap music. You remember that first time you heard a rap song. So think about that. We're gonna get in this chat and we're going to talk a little bit. But think about who is one of your all-time favorite hip-hop artists. And think about that first time that you listened to rap and tell me what you thought about it. The first time you listened to rap music, what did you think? What did you think? Now, I want to talk a little bit about how hip hop has impacted our culture. Yes, it's music. Yes, it's entertainment, but hip hop has become a dominant force in the music industry. I mean, it really has shaped popular music overall and influenced so many artists across all of the musical genres. It's introduced an entirely different way and an innovative way of even producing music, production techniques, sampled music, and diverse musical dramas. It's really expanded the boundaries of lyrical expression. And Busta Rhymes was definitely one of those artists who did that for us, that, the way he came out with his style of delivery and, the fast pace, the speed of it. It was outrageous, I see we've got Mary Fonda Hines with a comment here. She said, keep this connection and let young people remember it is not just, what is that? Grading and violence. It is wisdom, knowledge, our culture, and who we are. Strength, love, and dignity. Definitely. I mean, that is what it really is about. There's so much that can be spread through music. And it's a very powerful medium. And we see that. We see some of the effects of what some of the lyrics are being expressed and promoted. We see results of that. So imagine seeing the results of some different stories being told. Now, hip hop is a culture. Hear what I said? Hip hop is a culture. It's not just the music side of it. We got to think about the fashion, the style. Hip hop culture has a significant influence on fashion trends worldwide. We've gone through so many different fashion trends. They went from the baggy jeans to the hoodies, the sneakers, the accessories, the gold chains, the Kangos, even the oversized jewelry. Hip hop has its style, and it doesn't have just one style. To me, hip hop is also about being able to express your own style. Being able to put things together that felt good to you. Mixing the colors and being bright and vibrant. That's what it was. But we influence a fashion, and we continue to do that. We inspire trends, new fashion trends, and the language and the slang. Hip hop has a unique vocabulary, wordplay. You know, it can be sped up. We can do all those type of things. Everyday language is changed. We make up a whole other language, but we know what we're talking about. And that's happening all over the world. We got catchphrases, lyrical references, rap techniques. It's popular culture. It's popular culture. Hip hop is popular culture now. You see it in advertising. You see it in social media. It's everywhere. You can't watch a commercial and not see the influence of hip hop. And it's created so many millionaires. It has. And in fact, I see a comment right here. Mary's agreeing with me here. She said, the music has created so many millionaires amongst African Americans. It has promoted education, social justice, and style. And she's right. It has. It truly is an art form. And not only that, hip hop is art. It is visual expression. There's a component of hip hop when we're talking about graffiti, street art. That's a huge, and in fact, that's very much one of the pillars of hip hop. The art is part of the culture. And since its inception, hip hop inspired murals, and urban art can be found in almost every city. And I'm talking about around the world, okay? You see it. You love it when you see it. You see the big, bold, vibrant colors and the imagery. And it can be social commentary as well. It has a very distinctive letter style. People create their own lettering style. That's one of the things that made me fall in love with hip hop. The graffiti. I like the music, but let me tell you something. As an artist and how I got into art, or the hip hop of art, in this culture of what I'm doing now, which I consider a part of hip hop. If it wasn't for hip hop, I wouldn't be doing this either. But it was the graffiti, because I used to draw. I drew, I had markers. I was buying markers week after week after week. Markers and paint, vibrant, bold colors, creating letter styles. I used to draw and design for people back in the day when they would get y'all remember when people would get T-shirts and get stuff airbrushed? Man, the amount of stuff and designs that I've done because of hip hop, because of graffiti. And when I was in college, I remember we would design like certain things for Greek letters. And when they were having their lines and when they were crossing over and they get it airbrushed, and we do big banners, party flyers back in the day. When I went to college, party flyers were drawn. They were hand drawn. It was a piece of art. Everything now is computerized, and I get it, and that's cool. We got to move with the technology. But back then, we used to draw those flyers. And people on campus used to know which flyers I did, because, you develop your own style. They'd be like, oh, I saw your flyer. Now, it could be a party for some other organization, whatever the case may be, but they knew that I did the flyer. And so that gave me my identity in the hip hop world, or in the hip hop space. And I hang on to that. And I had my own style, and I still do. I grew right on up with hip hop. Absolutely. I feel it. I love it. And I'm still hip hop. No matter how I'm a few years older than hip hop. But when you see me, you know that I am hip hop. I love it. So I want to see and what Busta Rhymes expressed in his speech. I want everybody to hear it, and I want these young people to know that we got to stop all of this foolishness. It's taking us away from our art. It's taking you away from the bag, and there's so much more that can be done. I see we got Jamesa in the building. How you doing? She said, hey, family, how are you, lady? Happy Thursday. We are talking about hip hop. Hip hop done grown up on us. Hip hop grown. The OGs leaving messages and trying to let these young people know, these young hip hoppers, these hip hop whippersnappers, trying to let them know, like, you got to go this direction. This is what you need to be doing. You're focusing on some of the wrong things. And then he's giving, his love and respect to the ones that, hey, I see you out here. And they need to see that. They need to feel that encouragement. Because this hip hop thing is worldwide and it's for everybody. It's the music, it's the fashion, it's the language and slang, it's the art. And the other part, the part that you love, because this is what really makes us love music anyway. The dance and the movement. Hip hop dance, break dance, and b-boy, popping and locking. All of that has global recognition. Still today, you got hip hop dancers. They out here doing it. Now, I used to do a little hip hop thing. I could do the, what do they call it? I don't know. I think I might be aging myself a little bit too much, but really, I don't have no dance move like that. I'm just talking a little, crap right now because I can't. But let me tell you something. The moves, I love to see hip hop dance. It's become like a symbol of self-expression, creativity, and it really has a cultural identity. We love it. Hip hop is very much a part of social activism and political expression. You see it out here. Hip hop has been very powerful. It has been a tool for addressing social and political issues, giving voices to marginalized communities, shedding light on injustice. You remember back in the day when NWA came out with their protests, when they were talking about police brutality way back when. Okay. And we've got artists out here who have conscious lyrics. Those artists out here, you got to seek them. You can't wait for the radio to feed you a certain artist continuously. Explore. If you like the art form, look up these artists who are not being played on the radio. I'm sure there's going to be something that you like. We got the conscious artists. We got the Kendrick Lamars. We got the J. Cole's. Hip hop is very diverse. And hip hop sparks a whole lot of conversation. It does. So that's what makes it a part of our social culture. It's very, very, very powerful, I see Jamesa here says, I grew up with Eazy-E personally, and Death Row Records were a lot of my homies, so I respect them. Oh, wow. Come on now, Eazy-E. Death Row Records, I hear you. She respected them. It has grown up a lot, but the messages were and are amazing. Love it. Cali girl forever. Okay. Got to give some love to that West Side for sure. Definitely we do. She also says very much needed, especially in our culture. NWA, all my dudes. That's what's up. I hear you. I knew you had a little bit of G in you. I could see it. I could see those being your homies. I could see you I could really see you hanging out with Eazy-E and these guys. For sure, I could see that. Come on, green eyes. And think about hip hop, how hip hop is a part of how we do business now. A lot of our business and entrepreneurship. A lot of how we do that is hip hop. Hip hop has inspired a generation of entrepreneurs, empowering artists to establish their own record labels, their clothing lines, media outlets. It's shown us that you can be individuals and we can put this culture out here in a whole lot of diverse ways. And you can create your own success. That's what I love about hip hop. It allows us to challenge traditional power structures because you know what? You can do your own thing. You can do it. Look at what Master P has done, where he's come from and what he's doing now, from the music to the business of product, and he's even into food product. Listen, we got a whole lot of entrepreneurs and business people who are very much hip hop. You know that to be true. And it's taking over the world. It's not just here in America. It is global. Hip hop has transcended borders, allowing for cultures to exchange and collaborate between artists in all different countries, all different backgrounds. It's just a platform. It's a platform for international artists. So we all get to share our stories, different perspectives, musical styles. That's what hip hop is. Like a cross culture. We got a whole cross cultural understanding with each other. You dig what I'm saying? I know you do. I know you do. So y'all got to start letting me know, like, let me know that first hip hop song you heard. And if you can't remember the first hip hop song you heard, just try to remind yourself or let me know. What was your initial reaction? Like, what did you think about that? Like, really, what did it make you feel? How did it shape what you thought about what you were hearing? Now, for me, you know, I came up, like a lot of people probably, Rapper's Delight. I love that song so much. That's not a unique story to tell, but I do remember how it made me feel. I heard it and I was like, wow, you can do that? Like you can do that. And I love the idea that they were, rhyming. And so I felt like I could do that. And I would write rhymes. And I wrote a whole lot of rhymes. I loved it. I mean, you guys know me as a poet, but that's what poets do. We write. And I've grown into that. I see Jamacia here with me, Rapper's Delight. Yeah, Rapper's Delight. We were all doing the hip hop, the hippie to the hippie, the hip hip. We did that. We did it. We know it is, and that's universal. But I was just so amazed that you could. Now, I don't know that I thought about it in the terms that I'm about to say right now, but the fact that you could talk on records, like that was amazing to me. And I love the wordplay. Like I love the wordplay, the rhymes, the wit, the way that you could tell the story. That was fascinating. And one of my first favorite artists was LL Cool J. Radio was the first rap album I ever bought. Radio. And let me tell you something. I wore that tape out. I wore it out. I knew every song, word for word. I loved it. In fact, I still love it, you know. I see we got Tori in here. She says, Sugar Hill Gang still hit hard. Oh, yeah. Now, you want to talk about some OGs. Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. But it has such a huge influence in my life. After I heard rap music, I was just rapping any and everything. Like, I could tell you a story in rhyme all this. I can still do it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to be a rapper, but I can do it. You understand what I'm saying? You understand me. Well, I got another question. Let's just kind of ask this one. Who was one of the first female rappers that kind of touched you guys? Who sparked some interest? Who did you like as one of the first female rappers? Who was one of your first favorite female rappers? Because females are making a real big impact in hip hop right now. You know, it's been going through some waves and it goes through a whole lot of things, just like, you know, the culture and the music itself. But who are some of your favorite female rappers? All right, I see we got Malik Williams in the building. Hey, Malik, one of my favorite rappers, y'all. Bong Baday. If you know, you know. What's up, man? He said, I feel like I came alive when hip hop came on the scene. It's crazy that it's just 3 years younger than me. Exactly, man. It's outrageous. I love the music. And I know you do too. I know you do too. Roxanne Shante. Oh, yeah. Roxanne Shante. If y'all don't know her story, I encourage you to really dig into that and find out, because she made a huge impact on hip hop, in the hip hop culture. She deserves her respect. I see Jamacia is one of her favorite, first favorite female rappers was MC Light. Jamacia, you know what I'm gonna ask you to do? I'm gonna ask you to stop saying I'm gonna stop giving my answers. I was gonna say MC Light. MC Light was one of the first for me. I really, really loved MC Light. I loved her style. I thought it was really, really cool. And then, of course, Queen Latifah came in after that for me, and Moni Love. Listen, K. Rose came in here and said, Queen Latifah. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. All right. Jamacia up here laughing. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I'm serious. You giving all my answers. See, you know, we got these OG answers. For sure, for sure. And I tell you something, those were some of our first. And if you guys can keep them coming in, you know, if you want to tell me who you're feeling, some of the first artists that you like, some who you like now, who you feel like are very impactful in the industry still. Lil' Kim. Oh, yeah. Lil' Kim. Her whole style and swag, she definitely brought something new to the game. She wasn't pulling no punches at all. Gotta love Lil' Kim. Everybody made such significant impacts. And when we think about 50, like we got 50 whole years that we can go through. And that's a lot of years, y'all. That's a whole lot of years. I see Keep the Faith Victoria. She said, ooh, ladies first, ladies first. Oh, yeah. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. Hey, you got, don't get me started. Let me calm down. I'm moving too much in my chair. You might hear my chair squeaking in a few minutes. I see Malik says, MC Light was the first girl dudes like too, until the Queen La stepped up. Then Moni Love. Oh yeah, Moni in the middle, Queen Latifah. That same thing. And that's how it progressed. I liked MC Light, and then boom, Queen Latifah stepped on up in there, and I was like, oh shoot, I like that. And then Moni Love. All of them. I remember y'all taking me back. Yes, you are. Malik says Lil' Kim was the Betty Wright of hip hop. You know what? You really explained that quite well. Exactly. She came up in there, pulled no punches. She said what she had to say. She was doing a thing. Jamacia says, my daughter said hers is the Brat, and she's 34. Oh yeah, Brat tat tat tat. We love the Brat. Brat about to have a baby, ain't she? Oh yeah, Brat about to be a mother, if you understand me. Come on, Keep the Faith with Tori. She said, Yo-Yo. I like Yo-Yo too. I love Yo-Yo. I don't think there's anybody that you guys are going to be able to come up the list here that I probably don't love. I got love for all of them. Now there's somebody who hadn't come up yet, because we need to keep rolling through these years. Let's keep rolling through these hip hop streets, rolling through these hip hop eras. Everybody was making their mark. Oh my gosh, Malik, what you talking about? Lady of Rage with her Afro puffs. She rocked rough and what? Man. All right, Amina. I knew I was waiting for somebody to say it. Come on, Amina. Lauryn Hill stepped on into the game. The miseducation of Lauryn Hill. We could talk on that for a little bit. We really could. We could talk about what the miseducation of Lauryn Hill brought to hip hop, because that was a very significant influence on the culture, especially as it relates to women in hip hop, because that album was groundbreaking. I really felt like she started to redefine the genre just a little bit. You know, she shattered quite a few barriers. Let's be honest. She won 5 Grammys. Y'all remember that? 1999? 5 of them. We could, in fact, The miseducation of Lauryn Hill could be a whole conversation if we needed it to be. It really could. But I like the fact that she was one of the first women to win a Grammy in hip hop or rap. It was history. And the fact that she won 5 Grammys in one night, including Album of the Year. I mean, come on. Come on. I don't feel like she had to make any more music. She really don't. I see we keeping it coming through. Let's see what Jamacia has to say here. She said, and Biggie helped Lil' Kim be a better her. Have her confidence. She did that. You're right. I see Keep the Faith with Tori, Salt and Pepper. Oh, yeah. Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper. Y'all taking me all the way back. I see Malik coming in with another good one, man. Rod Digger. Oh, I love Rod Digger. Oh, yeah. I loved her. Let me tell you something, y'all. Hip hop grown up, y'all. Hip hop grown. Hip hop so grown. Hip hop got a lot of babies. Got all of us. And look how many people came into the game, you know? Look how many people came up in the game. Look how we have transformed a whole culture globally. Hats off. Happy birthday, hip hop. Happy birthday, hip hop every single day. That's what I got to say to you. I'm going to ask you guys another question. Got to ask you a question. Because we talking about some of these artists and stuff. And I see y'all still coming through. I'm going to get to as many of these comments as I can too. But I want to know this. Have y'all attended any live hip hop concerts or performances? I want to know. I want to know, what was your first live hip hop concert? Who did you see first as a hip hop artist? How memorable was that? You got to remember, I know you can't forget. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to take a sip of water and I'm going to tell y'all who I saw live. In fact, the very first live concert I went to was a hip hop concert. Guess who it was, y'all? Public Enemy. Oh my gosh. I actually saw Public Enemy and I got to meet him. So I was like super hyped. The place, how old was I when I saw them? Probably about 18 or 19. Probably about 18, I think. But that was one of the best, even to this date, one of the best concerts that I've ever been to. Chuck D, Flavor Flav, those guys, the way they put on a show, it was crazy. And imagine seeing this show in like that late 80s. It was like 87, 88, probably 88. And the place was just rocking, just totally rocking. And the state of the culture at that particular time, Public Enemy was everything. I still love Chuck D. I think he's like a really great influence on the culture. I think he stands and serves as a great OG. He'll always get his props, you know? Always. As he keep the faith with Tori, she says, Public Enemy, woo, love them. Yeah. How do you not love Public Enemy? You got to. You got to. I see Jamacia, she says, The Roots, LL Cool J, Lauryn Hill, Eazy-E, The Queen. Girl, you saw a lot of the greats. The Roots, oh my gosh. I love me some Black Thought. Just for the record, Black Thought is definitely in my top 5. You understand me? I love the Roots, but I love me some Black Thought. And y'all know I love LL Cool J. First album I ever brought, Cool J. Cool J. What? I used to love when that thing came on. No rapper can rap quite like I. Let me tell you something. Saying it right now get me hype. I'm just gonna stop because I'm getting hype. But I love it. I love it. I love it. See, we got Amina here. She said J. Cole at the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach years ago. It was absolutely amazing. But my goal is to see Lauryn Hill live. I would also love to see the Roots and Lupe. Hey, I dig it. I hear exactly what you're saying. Those will be some really, really great shows. And J. Cole, that's one of the I don't know, is he still considered a new school artist at this point? But still, I like him. I love his style. Love him, love him, love him. So I know that was a great show. Let's see, we got Malik here. He said, ironically, I have never been to a concert as a concert goer, always backstage, but I have the greatest memory of performing before KRS-One and came outside and he came outside after we rocked and he looked me in the eyes and told me and Buddha Rat we were some live ass party MCs. Nobody could tell me nothing. Oh my gosh. You know what? KRS-One. Talk about an OG. Talk about spreading some knowledge. Let me tell you something. Nobody will be able to tell me nothing either. KRS-One, he always dropping jewels. I love it. I love him. I love what he represents. Hip hop got a lot of great influence, y'all. They really do. I see Jamaica here. She says, I took my children too, and they performed with Common. Oh, wow. Yeah, Common. I remember when his name was Common Sense. He dropped the sense, but he still got the sense, if you understand what I'm saying. He dropped the sense from the name, but, very, very serious brother. I love his music as well. Let's see, we got Malik here. He said, Black Thought is the great MCs, but LL is my first love. You know what? We could just exchange that from being your comment to mine. Exactly. Let's see, we got Keith the Faithful Tourist. She says, KRS-One drop wisdom always. He does. Like, you cannot be in a room, share any space, anywhere, in a room, out of a room, on the street, I don't know, wherever you might run into him. Wherever you run into KRS-One, believe me, he's going to drop some knowledge on you. You're going to get that piece of knowledge for sure. And that's what I love about him too, So how do you guys feel hip hop has evolved over the years? What do you think some of those specific changes or trends are? And do you appreciate them? Do you find them challenging? What do y'all think? Because I started this conversation basically because when I saw the love and I heard the message that Busta Rhymes delivered in his Lifetime Achievement Awards here over the weekend on BET, I was like, I got to talk about this. And I know everybody's talking about it, but hey, we talking about it too. It's a conversation to be had. He dropped some real knowledge. He's like, look, stop the nonsense. And he gave props to the ones who were doing their thing. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to pass that knowledge on to those who are coming up behind us. Give them encouragement and let them know that we see them, especially when they're doing good. So for as much as we want to talk about those who are not representing the culture the way it should be, or those we see our little mentees out here who are not doing some things right, we got to lift them up. We got to let them know when they're doing good. We got to let them know when they're doing bad. And more than that, he also championed for the OGs to stand up and represent themselves well. Like, represent yourself well. Give these young people something to look up to. You can't be out here on the street corner and doing the dumb, corny stuff that you were doing before you knew better. See, we're growing up now. And when you learn better and when you grow up, you're supposed to do better. And you got to represent better. Because that is what's going to influence the culture. That's what's going to influence the ones coming up. You're giving them something to look up to. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You did? I see Malik said KRS was the first one to attack the black diet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He did that. And I see Piece of Cake Conversation said, yes, KRS. Legendary. I see Keep the Faith Tour. She said, Eric B. and Rakim moved the crowd. Ooh. Yes. Okay. Rakim. He is definitely, in that top 5 too. He in that top 5. Black Thought, Rakim. So y'all know 2 that's in my top 5. I ain't gonna tell you the other 3. Can't tell you that right now. It ain't a secret, but that could be another conversation if you dig what I'm saying. Y'all let me know. I asked you a question here. I asked you, how do you think hip hop has evolved over these years? Let me know what you think, and be a little specific, like as far as like some of the changes that you've seen or some of the trends. Tell me some of the good ones. Tell me some of the ones that you find a little challenging. Let me know, because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the ones that I find a little challenging. There was a time and a period where there was a, I don't know what it's actually called, but I can tell you what it sounded like. It sounded like mumble rap. So for me, I always am going to be a lover of hip hop, and I always loved hip hop. But there were a lot of artists in that particular era where I really didn't understand, and I didn't think that anyone could make me not listen to hip hop or make me not like hip hop. But there were some that I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know. But it has also evolved, and I'm liking a lot of these new artists out here now. There's quite a few that I really do like. I see Malik here. He says it has evolved greatly monetarily, but it has reversed as it applies to content and the ones who hold control, forcing negativity on the masses. Think about it. They used to play Fight the Power on the radio and TV all day. It had lyrics that shouted, Mother F him and John Wayne. Fast forward to today, and we are sexed out, drug head murderers. And that is what Busta Rhymes was addressing. That's what he was addressing. He was like, hey, we can't have, we can't keep promoting this type of stuff. And he was talking to the executives as well, because they need to be held accountable. These executives in hip hop are a part of this as well. And they tend to keep wanting to promote the heavy sex driven, drug driven, gangster murder driven style of music. How can we change that in the culture? I want to talk about that one day, because the show is winding up here. We got an hour that we get to have a little chit chat. Lunch break is 1 hour before that bell rings and we got to go back in. But listen, I don't know. I don't know what we can do, but the executives, they really hold a lot of responsibility. Producers might hold some responsibility. Like, are the producers ever saying like, hey, maybe you shouldn't say that? How does that work in the studio? That's a conversation that we might need to have, guys. I see Keep the Faithful Tori. She says, these new artists do not capture my attention at all. Well, I see a change that is coming around a bit more, in terms of those artists. So I'm feeling it. I see we got Genesis here. She said, the money has truly taken place of talent. Social media and the younger generation has taken away the mysteries of music. You're right. Because they're so talented, I feel like there's certain things. What happened to the metaphors? What happened to being witty? But they're just outright saying stuff, and it can get crazy. Some, not all. Tori says, everything Malik said. Absolutely. Everything he said. And that's exactly what Busta Rhymes expressed in his acceptance speech. Malik's comment pretty much, summarized that. We really got to stop promoting all of this over sex, sexed out, drug head, murdering type of music. I see Malik says 2 words if you love hip hop. All right. I see you got Genesis here. She said Keith Murray on BET Awards is what we crave. Talent. Oh, the most beautifulest thing in this world. Let me tell you something. I love that. He came out in his suit. He was doing his little thing. I think he represented himself well as as an OG. I loved it. I loved it. All right, Malik. Now, what does this mean? Coast Contra. I don't know. Put me on game. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Y'all, hip hop is everything. Everything. Genesis says, battling his demons and all. Respect. And we all got we all got those little things we got to fight. We got those peaks. We got those valleys. Yeah. Our brother's going through some stuff, but he did his thing on the BET Awards. I was digging it. I felt that. I really, really did. All right, y'all. We talked about it, but we got to do some things about it. Hip hop is all around us. Hip hop is us. We are hip hop. And like we say, whether, you guys out here are aspiring rappers, producers, or just a hardcore fan like us or the culture, I know you felt the impact of hip hop on your soul, like deep in your soul. So let me tell you, if you miss Busta Rhymes' BET Lifetime Achievement Award speech, you need to hear it. You need to hear it. Look that thing up on YouTube. Listen to the brother, because he dropped a whole lot of jewels. And then look at that jewel around his neck. Hey, did y'all see that chain? Oh my gosh. I think I would have whiplash if I tried to wear something like that. I'd be walking around, my head would be like probably about to hit the floor. I probably couldn't do that. But let me tell you something. I was happy. I was proud. Well deserved. He gave a speech that I felt was proper and fitting. I see Malik here. He said, that's why all the artists were smiling, standing up for him. They were shocked. I got you. I see Genesis here. She said, MsTONYA, affirmative action next in the Supreme Court with college. Ooh, girl. You done messed up my whole hip hop vibration. That's going on. The Supreme Court is about to drop that thing. We gon' talk about it. That sounds like something we need to talk about on a Make It Make Sense Monday, if you dig what I'm saying. I don't know if it's gonna be this Monday, but it's gonna be one of those Mondays that we need to make it make sense. Hope you guys had a good time with us here right now. Hope you had a good time with each other. We got a whole lot of love for all of our hip hop OGs. We went just a little bit. We haven't even scratched the surface of what hip hop has done in 50 years. But I tell you something, we were talking about from the Keith Murrays to the Rakims, the Eric B's and KRS-One, Common, Busta Rhymes, J. Cole is in there. That's what you guys were talking about in this particular conversation. Eazy-E, Lauryn Hill, Queen Latifah, Money Love. I done said Bomba Day. He know who he is. Salt and Pepper, Rod Digger, Lady of Rage. All of these are people that we talked about here today. MC Lyte, Lil' Kim. This is who we talked about. Roxanne Shante, who we love. Sugar Hill Gang, NWA. All right? Y'all, we got to keep this thing alive. Well, really, it's not going nowhere. We grown up now. Much, much love, much, much respect. Thank y'all for joining me in the conversation. Thank you for joining me here. You don't have to be here. You really don't. It's the Noontime My Time Podcast. I come to you guys weekdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I love to do it. I love it so much. Thank y'all so much. All right? We're going to get out of here, but before we get out of here, before we get back into that grind, you know what we got to do? We did it coming into this conversation, and we're going to do it going out. So y'all ready? Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Now, don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. All right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do. One love, y'all. Let's do some breath work. Y'all, I got one more thing to say. If you're still here with me, I got one more thing to say. I got one more thing to say. If you're still here with me, I got one more thing to say. Y'all, today is my grandma's birthday. It's my grandmother's birthday, a heavenly birthday. We're going to give it up for EJ right now. She's responsible for everything that we do here. So much she's given and gave to our family. And she would be so proud to see us living and loving and supporting each other. So this for my grandma, y'all. Just for my grandma. Just for my grandma, y'all. Happy birthday, Grandma. I'm putting it in the atmosphere. Everything I do because of you. Happy birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday or someone you know and you love is celebrating a birthday, appreciate them. EJ, go ahead, girl. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. One love.